everyone, and welcome to Expedition Africa here at Tampa's Lowry Park Zoo. My name is Jake and I'll be your expedition guide for the trip. Before we leave the station, I do have a few rules to go over. First, make sure small children are seated in the middle of rows away from edges, unless they're on a parent's lap, that's okay. Keep arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times, so do not stand up for any reason, and if you were to drop anything, do not get out and get it. Simply wait till we get back to the station, tell where you drop the item, and I'll get one of the zookeepers to retrieve it for you. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the trip. Tampa's Lowry Park Zoo is proud to be accredited by the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, or the AZA. This designation means our zoos achieve the highest industry standards in the areas of conservation, education, science, and recreation. Fewer than 10% of approximately 2,400 animal exhibitors in the United States are AZA accredited. Back and to the right, you'll notice some of our Tortoise monkeys. They happen to be one of the fastest primates. They can run about 35 miles an hour. They also live in very large groups of up to 60 individuals. Those groups consist of one dominant male, many females, and their offspring. However, during their breeding season, there's an influx of males into their group. This little deer-like creature on the right is called a duiker. Duiker is Dutch for to dive. They get their name because they will literally dive into bushes while being chased by any of their many predators. Subspecies we exhibit is the bay duiker, and while it seems small, it was actually fully grown. Also coming up on our right, these two smaller, darker monkeys are called wolf gibbon monkeys. They come from the dense forests of Central Africa, and unlike the Tortoise monkey, they aren't very social. Their family units consist only of the parents and their offspring. It's what's called a nuclear family. And as I pull forward here, if you guys look in the very back of the exhibit, you may notice one of our Aldabra tortoises. They come from the Aldabra Atoll in the Seychelles Islands. They are the second largest species of tortoise, right behind the Galapagos. Some individual Aldabra tortoises are thought to have lived over 200 years. That's difficult to verify because they outlive their human caretakers. Coming up on our right, up on top of this platform here, you may notice one of our marabou storks. With the wingspan of up to 12 feet, it is ranked as having the largest wings of any living African bird, and the second largest in the entire world. The only bird with a larger wingspan is the wandering albatross. Marabou is Arabic for quiet or hermit like, and you can find the marabou stork in some of the other exhibits as well, as it makes for very good pest control. These guys to our left, without pronounced horns, are called water buck. Despite their name, they are not aquatic. They just take refuge in the water to escape from predators. The subspecies we exhibit is the ellipsan water buck, distinguished by a white ring encircling a dark rump. They're very quiet animals, and even when they're startled, they hardly make noise. They have glands that secrete a waterproof substance that builds up over time and becomes very smelly, at which point it doubles as predator deterrence. Also, these guys coming up to the left with the large set of horns, also the slight orange-colored baby. Those are bok, an antelope from South Africa and Lesotho. Unlike many other antelope, they're not very good at jumping, but they are very good at crawling under things. At one point, the bok was hunted extensively as a pest, and as a result, was one of the first animals listed on the Endangered Species Act. The baby is just a little bit over 3 months old. She was born on Halloween last year, so in that spirit, her name is Pumpkin. Out to our left, those guys are called elands. The eland is the largest African antelope. The adults can weigh up to 2,000 pounds and stand 5 feet tall to shoulder. Because of the large size, they're very unathletic for antelope. They only run about 25 miles an hour at peak and can only do so for a very short amount of time. Larger, more dominant male elands make a very loud clicking sound when they walk. That sound can be heard more than a mile away and is used to discourage younger males from entering the area so they can avoid confrontation. We have 6 elands. Their names are Hans, Gretchen, Ava, Inga, Baron, and Heidi. Heidi is the youngest. She's about 8 months old. Coming up in the aviary to our right, up on top of the wooden platform on the very far right side, you may notice are 2 Martial eagles. The Martial eagle is the largest African eagle. The adults can weigh 14 pounds and have a wingspan of up to 8 feet and 6 inches. They reportedly have enough power in one foot to break a man's arm. They are noted for their extremely keen eyesight, which is between 3 and 3.6 times that of human acuity, which allows them to spot their prey from a great distance away. At this time, Tampa Lowry Park Zoo has the only breeding pair of Martial eagles in all of North America. Our male Martial eagle is, oh so creatively named, Marshall. The female's named Penelope. These 2 birds here to the left, those are East African crown cranes. They get their name from the golden plume of feathers on their head. They are known as a living fossil, as the bones have been found in the fossil record dating back up to 50 million years. They perform an elaborate courtship dance that is mimicked by African tribes indigenous to the same areas as they are. Like many other species of crane, when they mate for life, and the lifespan is about 23 years. Coming up on our left here is our Okapi exhibit. The Okapi is a very secretive animal. Wasn't discovered until 1901. So you can see there to the left, they're a very striking looking animal, the legs of a zebra, the body of a horse, and head of a giraffe. Keeping that all in mind, they're only actually related to the giraffe. The smaller one off to the left is the baby Bahati. We actually just celebrated his first birthday, January 6th. The larger one back in the corner is his mother, Betty. The Okapi has several methods of communicating its territory, including scent glands on each foot that secrete a tar-like substance. One trait the Okapi shares with the giraffe is an incredibly long tongue, long enough to clean the inside and outside of their ears with it. If you guys look to the left, back behind these bushes, you'll notice there's a young male cheetah named Kahiji. The cheetah is the fastest land animal. They can run about 70 miles an hour. They're the only member of the big cat family that cannot fully retract their claws. To provide more grip while they run, the black spots around their face prevent sunlight from reflecting off the spots in their eyes, which helps them see better while they hunt during the day. And the structure here on our left is our Southern White Rhino night house, also referred to as a boma, which is Swahili for shelter. Many animals in Africa can take cover under similar bomas, as many live on managed marshlands. However, ours is much more sturdy than its African counterparts, as it is meant to be hurricane resistant. The rhinos are trained to go from their boma to their exhibit and vice versa with relatively little zookeeper assistance. The southern white rhino was considered to be extinct in the late 1800s. Then in 1895, a small population was discovered in southern Africa. After more than a century of protection, their numbers were as high as 20,000. However, due to a large increase in poaching recently, their population has been cut in half to 10,000. They are currently classified as near threatened. And coming up to our left are some of our southern white rhinos. It doesn't take an expert to realize that they aren't actually white. They get their name from the mispronunciation of the Afrikaans word white, which means wide lip. They are the second largest land animal right behind elephants. Seagulls can weigh 6,000 pounds. The two horns on their head are made of solid keratin, which is the same protein that makes up our hair and fingernails. And much like our fingernails, if they chip a small part of their horn, that part can grow back. That little guy you see back to the left is 4 months old, or almost 4 months old. His name is Kahari. The birth of any rhinos are meant to be celebrated, as almost all, if not all, subspecies of rhino are to some extent endangered. Like I just mentioned, the southern white rhino is no exception. Also, as I pull forward, if you guys look to the left, you will notice some more grumpy zebras. They're also known as the imperial zebra. They are both the largest and most endangered subspecies. The pattern of stripes on the zebra is completely unique to each individual, much like a human fingerprint, which means no two zebras will have the exact same pattern of stripes. The three include a mother and daughter pair, as well as one unrelated male. Out to the right, that is our only male elephant named Sula. Sula is the proud father of both the baby elephants. One was born December 23rd of 2012. Her name is Mpumi. The other was born July 29th last year. Her name is Mavi. Keep our males separate from females who are coming up on the left, as that is how they live in the wild. The males will live a life of solitude except during the breeding season, where they integrate in the female groups. Like I mentioned earlier, the elephant is the largest land animal. On average, they go between 5 to 7 tons and stand about 13 feet tall from foot to shoulder. Their trunk has about 150,000 individual muscles in it, which they use to carry and push things. It can also hold about 2 gallons of liquid in it, which it can then deposit wherever it pleases. A herd of adult elephants includes 4 that were rescued from the Kingdom of Swaziland after they were said to be killed due to overpopulation. In total, 11 elephants were saved by our zoo and the San Diego Zoo. Also, to the left here, you may notice one of our Kenyan impala. They're medium-sized, gazelle-like antelope. They're very good athletes. They run over 50 miles an hour in a straight line. You can also leap 33 feet or jump 9 feet straight up in the air. Their young experience incredibly rapid growth and are independent of the adults within a year. At the very back of the exhibit, you may notice some of our giraffes. They're the tallest land animals, growing between 16 to 18 feet tall. Though their neck makes up a good portion of the height, it only has 7 vertebrae in it, which is the same number that our necks have. So their vertebrae are quite a lot larger. If you guys head over to that wooden platform later today, you can actually pay $3 to feed the giraffes. It's a very cool experience and get really great pictures there. It does come with a little bit of a warning, however, and that is that the giraffe has an 18-inch long tongue. So if that bothers you, you probably don't want to feed it. We're now headed through our elephant shift gate. How we get female elephant from the night house on the left to this exhibit on the right. The night house is a $3 million investment that not only comes with those hydraulic gates, but also an industrial size scale to weigh our elephants. We're proud to train our elephants using only protective contact and positive reinforcement. While it does take extra time and effort when compared to conventional methods, it does provide for a more safe environment for both the elephants and the zookeepers. To our left is our giraffe night house. It's over 20 feet tall to accommodate the adult giraffes, and the white boxes alongside are heaters, occasional cold winter night. Not only is the giraffe's tongue up to a foot and a half long, it's actually born with a dark purple tongue to prevent it from getting sunburned. Sunburned tongue was an issue for giraffes because their tongue is prehensile, which means that they can actually control it, much like we control our hands. They use it to grab their food outside of their mouths, which means that their tongue spends a considerable time outside of the mouth, hence the need for it to have some weight not to get sunburned. Towards the back of the exhibit to the left, you'll notice that dark bird with red face. It's one of our southern ground hornbills. They use their long beak to hunt prey such as snakes, rodents, and insects. They have large eyelashes to protect their eyes from dust, which is an important adaptation because they live most of their life on the ground, even though they can't fly. They choose to stay on the ground for the most part, as that is where they hunt and gather nesting materials. Also to our left here are a couple of our lowland nyalas, which are dense forest antelopes found in southern Africa. The males have horns, the females do not. They travel in herds between 2 to 10 individuals and are most active in the early mornings and late evenings. You can also see to the left there the baby lowland nyala. She's 2.5 months old. Her name is Autumn. We are now headed over the tunnel back into Safari, Africa, which means our trip is coming to an end. I hope you guys enjoyed the trip and learned a lot about our amazing Safari Africa animals. If you guys still have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I'll answer them to the best of my abilities. And now if you could, please remain seated until we come all the way to complete stop. You guys will exit to your left. Thank you guys for riding, and I hope you will have a wonderful day here at Tampa Lowry Park Zoo.